know, the strengthening of the border control is a joint venture with the police, Coast Guard, the Connecticut magistrates, the customs from St. Martin, as well as those from the Netherlands. This is a program that has been implemented and is going through its different phases. And if the question arises, well, what is the role of the immigration? There is a protocol, a draft protocol that is being reviewed by both parties to ensure that the entire system works together and is actually in sync. But I'd like to turn the floor over to Chief Cal John to go ahead and make the presentation on my behalf, if that's okay with you, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair, for us to have received the opportunity to give an update, indeed, on what was done after the signing of the onderlinge regeling. We have a short presentation with an outline of steps and actions that were taken after the signing. The onderlinge regeling, basically, as it was signed, was instituted to try to mitigate the extra risk that would have been expected in a country that had a Category 5 hurricane, such as we had. And if we look at installations such as the airport and the harbor, there were extensive damage to those installations. In the onderlinge regeling also, it indicated that the Minister of Justice in St. Martin is the one who will be responsible for the implementation of the plan of approach. And the plan of approach was also made by all parties in the kingdom, so by the Netherlands. When I mentioned the Netherlands, the Minister of Justice of the Netherlands was represented, and also the kingdom, the immigration, the KMAR from the kingdom, and the douane in the kingdom was represented in the making of the plan of approach. So what we did is we had a 2-day conference in Oyster Bay where we came together and spoke about how to approach the particular parts that was in the onderlinge regeling. So KMAR will have assist the immigration in St. Martin with the movement of people, and the customs of the Netherlands also would have assisted the customs of St. Martin when it came to movement of goods. The goal really, as mentioned, and what came out as a conclusion from the conference that we kept, is a fully and orderly, uncompromised functioning of our border control. This arrangement, as it was signed, indeed cannot be changed without the two parties come together again. And the indications was that it should end at in the year 2020. The plan of approach, as I mentioned, was made by the KMAG, the police force, who is in charge with the part of immigration that is the border control, and then you have the administrative part that is at Illich Road. So we were involved as the police force because we are now again in charge with the grenzen, as they call it, the borders. The Coast Guard is also a party inside of the plan of approach, and the customs. And it had to do with the reinforcement efforts at the border. And maybe I should take a little time out to speak about the first intention. The thought was then that there will be 40 or more people from the Marshallese that would have come and, yeah, it was said assist. But 40 people from Holland come to help reinforce our borders. That would have been, let's say, a takeover. And the intention also was that there would have been assistance also with the Duan. The focus changed a little bit after discussions. It was very clear that the task that was given to the KMA, that they could not have and deliver the amount of people that they promised to deliver, and then we changed the focus to more training of local immigration officers at the border and training of more custom officers. And that focus was changed also, that we decided instead of 40 KMAR people coming to basically do border control in St. Martin, that we will guide the discussions in the direction that we can take 30 extra immigration officers in service to help strengthen the border. So, and right now we're busy with 15. So this year there will be 15 officers locally selected and trained in St. Martin. And they will be selected and trained by the certified instructors from the KMAR, and also 15 next year. And the same thing will happen at the customs, where 10 customs officers will be selected and also trained this year, and next year also 10. And the execution of the plan it's a plan that will be executed in 2 years, starting the second quarter of this year, because of the different signatures that are there.
Connecting you.
GEBE has been faithfully serving the communities of St. Martin, powering your home and our economy. Come rain or shine, our qualified team of professionals are working hard 24 hours a day to provide you and your family with safe, reliable electricity and water. We use the latest technologies and test our products daily to maintain the highest international standards. Our friendly staff is always there to assist you, whether in person, over the phone, or online. We are committed to constantly improving our products and services, making them more efficient, effective, and environmentally friendly to serve you better today and our next generation of clients tomorrow. GEBE, powering a brighter future.
Our friend Megawati is here with tips to save you energy. 1. Turn your airco temperature up. 2. Use a ceiling fan instead. 3. Buy energy-saving products. Save some green with NVGE.
Hello, St. Martin. My name is Jose Helaga and I play basketball. I have organized basketball events in St. Martin. Sport matters to me because it makes everybody come together in unity. So I challenge the businesses community to step up for sports and help us rebuild and repair our facility. I'm also asking the community to nominate local businesses in your area to take on the challenge and step up for sport because sports matter. Check out the Department of Sports SXM Facebook page for more information. Hashtag Sport Matter, hashtag Are You In?
very central points. I appreciate your presentation. And I think when we look at the context of the meeting being called today, a lot of it has to do in terms of the entire plan of approach that you described today, in terms of the conditions that were set for border control with the Dutch and related to trust fund and what we have agreed to. So my first question is, the plan that you presented today, as someone, particularly you had Mr. Carl John here, a veteran of the police force, has been involved in this. Has this been the plan for a long time, or is this something now, a new joint plan of approach since we agreed to shared border control or with the Dutch? I'll be very honest with you, Mr. Chairman. I think it's all very vague to me. I've brought up this topic in Parliament before as to what is the significance, or what has happened as a result of us agreeing to shared border control. I really don't know. I think that is something that's still missing to me. I want to understand. Give me a scenario. This plan that is in place, it's a great plan. Was this something, regardless of Irma, that was in the plans to execute? Or is this now because of the agreements with the Dutch? Mr. Chairman, there has been various things that have happened since Irma when we talk about border control. And I really wanted to highlight two that were brought to my attention that I'm very, very concerned about. The first one is really the practical situation that we see at the airport, in particular in regards to the handling of general aviation in St. Martin. In the past, general aviation has been handled in such a way where, let me just give a bit of background. General aviation, what we talk about are private aircraft, landing in St. Martin. Anywhere from 3,500 to 4,000 aircraft per year would come to St. Martin, particularly in the peak period. And a lot of them are high-end clientele. They are considered very lucrative customers to the tourism product of St. Martin, despite the fact that many of them might connect to onward destinations like St. Bart's and Anguilla. We consider them very lucrative for St. Martin because of what they bring to the economy. They are connected to the marine trade sector. Because if they come here with their private jet, they're probably bringing a yacht as well, so there's synergy there. So over the years, St. Martin has become one of the top destinations in terms of general aviation. We are the hub, literally the hub for this region when it comes to general aviation. One of the things that these customers valued was the ease and the great service they used to get by using the FBO area at the airport. As a matter of fact, trying to capitalize on that, the government, together with the airport, made plans to construct a larger FBO facility to facilitate this even further. If you look at St. Kitts and you look at Anguilla, you even look at what's happening on French St. Martin, even they have tried to capitalize on this market by expanding their services, because they understand every single private jet that lands on St. Martin, it is not about just the landing fees or what they bring. We know it is a lucrative customer that's contributing in many, many ways to our economy. Since Irma, we've apparently found a situation where that level of service has almost disappeared. It was put to me in such a sense that it has come to the point where people want to avoid St. Martin when it comes to general aviation. Private jets don't even enjoy the situation when they come here and they land. They no longer have a separate terminal to be handled. The normal people that would provide, for example, meet and greet services from the tail to be able to transfer them, they are no longer being permitted to take care of those customers. And I'm not trying to say, we're creating favoritism or anything, but we have to understand there are levels to this. There's service that you want to be able to offer, and we have many dozens, if not hundreds, of hard-working local people that benefit from this. When a private jet comes in St. Martin in the past, if you have a meet and greet service, that gentleman would be able to make a tip, bring the person to not just to a taxi driver who can offer a VIP service and not charge $20 or $25 to go to Phillipsburg, but could charge $100 to $120 an hour to provide transportation for this person. They don't just go to a restaurant and eat McDonald's or Burger King or anything. Not to say that those businesses don't deserve some business as well. But we're talking people that hire local chefs, that cook in their villas, that give that level of service. But if you're, in tourism, there's one thing we always say: your first impression is your lasting impression. And the first impression since Irma has been dreadful, from what I heard. We apparently have people at the airport that do not understand this market, that do not understand the different level of service and expertise that is expected of them. I would like to ask a few questions in that regard. Currently, Mr. Chairman, through you, what is the FBO building that we traditionally know? I'm not talking about the new building to be constructed. There's an area that was used for a while temporarily to handle all passengers. What is that building being used right now? I was made to understand that since the airport expanded and we had these temporary tent facilities, that it's basically an office for Justice Ministry workers. Now, absolutely, I believe our Justice Ministry workers deserve to work in the best possible situation. Whether it be, they have to have their office space, they have to have access to IT, they have to have air-conditioned facilities as much as possible. I agree with that. But if this is going to be happening at the expense of thousands of general aviation customers that really supply our economy, then I think we really need to rethink that. The purpose of that FBO building has been and should be for general aviation. Why has that purpose been changed?
Hey ma, how you doing? You busy?
I hear, just paying some bills, taking care of business, you know what it is?
I know, you're doing your online banking.
I don't have to stand in those long lines to pay bills. I can transfer when I want. I can check my account wherever. It's like the bank open 24/7. I even here checking the statement right now as we're talking. How's Miami?
Well, that's why I'm calling. I'm finishing up a few songs now, but I'm afraid that studio time might be more than I thought. And I was wondering if I could get some help with some funds, and I could pay you back as soon as I get back to St. Martin.
Let me check my account. How much you need?
I think 500 should be enough.
I can transfer it to you while online. Direct from me to you. No problem.
Great. Thank you so much, Ma. I'll get online with Viv now.
Alright, darling. You know who you're for?
I need to know who you're for.
Contact Wib today for your complete personal online banking experience. Available for all mobile devices. The Wynwood Islands Bank, now your online banking partner in progress.
Who you for?
I think it's quite premature to look at a press release announcing a hotel coming online as being a definitive that they are going to be building. I mean, I think that's quite early to make that assumption. If we go back in the history of St. Martin, we can remember how many projects have been announced in the newspapers and that we are still waiting to see them come to light. So definitely, I hope that the Minister of Finance will definitely be looking at sitting down with Sunwing And, I have a lot of confidence in the Minister of Finance that he will be able to find a win-win for the island. At the end of the day, it is about bringing back the economy of St. Martin. It is about not driving down that hill and seeing that empty property, and it's about, really rebuilding. So far as the comment as, we're not an independent island, I think we rushed into status apartheid, which is what we have today, what we call 10-10-10. But if, and the minister has been here long enough, as he indicated, to remember this, St. Martin, the prosperity of Mullaby days was not made by the kingdom. Those hotels were not brought to this island by the kingdom. They were brought by the local governments sitting down at a table and making the proper deals that needed to be for the population. At the end of the day, it's all about business. I'm going to invest millions. I want a return on my investment. And I believe government needs to look at it from that perspective also. What's going to be my return on investment? Not only from a financial tax perspective, but also from a social perspective. What jobs are going to be produced? What level of jobs are going to be produced? Having worked in Aruba in the hotel industry, when you see the level of the jobs, the manager positions, the supervisor positions, that are held by indigenous Aruban people, those are the opportunities that I think the COM needs to look at when having that discussion with Sunwing. Besides that, Minister, this is maybe a little off topic, but it does involve taxes. I think it's becoming very apparent to many in our community that while Irma has been a devastating disaster for some businesses, it has also been a very positive and lucrative almost year for others. What is your ministry doing so far to increase tax compliance? And has your ministry been looking into those businesses? I can list one segment, restaurants, for instance. As we can see, as we drive around, we see that most restaurants are doing very well. The hardware stores are doing very well. So, if we're talking about generating tax revenue, I think it's very important that, we look at those businesses and make sure that the compliance is there.
It's been said that behind every door, possibility awaits. How much possibility depends on which door you open first. Every day, we help our customers discover the possibilities in their lives. It all starts with a conversation. Scotiabank. Discover what's possible.
This past Sunday, August 19th, I had the honor and the privilege to welcome back home a son of the soil. He left St. Martin in 2006 as a young student with study financing, and he returned 12 years later having earned 2 academic degrees. I'm talking about Dr. Engineer Damian Jonas Adolphus Wilson. Dr. Engineer Wilson started off at the Methodist Agogic Center, after which he went to the St. Martin Academy. Then, with the aid of study financing, he studied at Cambridge in the UK. He also studied at the University of Utrecht in the Netherlands, where he obtained his degree in biomolecular engineering. He then went on to do general medicine and surgery at the University of Zagreb in the Republic of Croatia. That's in Southeast Europe. Dr. Wilson was a valedictorian of the St. Martin Academy in 2006. Alongside his dedication to medicine, science, and research, Dr. Wilson is a former St. Martin Junior Minister of Tourism and a former member of the St. Martin National Debating Team. His accolades are numerous, but let me end by quoting Dr. Wilson, who said that he regards family as his greatest source of inspiration and strength, together with his faith. He said that it is family and faith that have guided him throughout his life. Dr. Wilson told me that he's very happy to be back home, and he's looking forward to putting into practice the best of his experiences that he acquired abroad in order to serve his people and his country. St. Martin, we must be proud of Dr. Wilson and others like him who return to serve their people and this country. Such successes make us as a people proud. Such successes give us hope for the upcoming generation. Such successes will also motivate and inspire our young people to strive and to achieve and be the best that they can be. Dr. Wilson is a study financing recipient from the St. Martin government. Having just presented the law on study financing last week in Parliament, Dr. Wilson's accomplishments in the fields of engineering and medicine tell me that St. Martin is on the right track with its law on study financing, which will offer financial aid to many more students to pursue their dreams and to accomplish great things in the field of academics, the arts, and sports. Let me say to our students, if you are motivated to pursue a profession or a career and you meet the requirements, the government is there for you through study financing to help you achieve your goals. Congratulations to Dr. Wilson's parents, David and Chantal Wilson. Congratulations to his family and friends. And of course, congratulations to Sualiga, St. Martin. Your son has returned home and will soon be beginning his practice at the St. Martin Medical Center. Congratulations, Dr. Wilson.